abeerrao and welcome back to my channel ARCodemy. And today we have a big project in front of us. So this is basically a little banking system which I have made. It's called ARBank. Pretty cool name, I know. So let's just get started with the code. So first we have a new account.py file and we're using SQLite 3 for our database. So we are importing SQLite 3 random and date time, and now we have the function to add the user. First we are connecting the SQLite 3 to a database file which is customers.database, which I have right over here. You can see customers.db, and inside of that customers.db I have a table which is called accounts and infos. These are just the test users which I've made when I was testing my project out. So we are making a cursor right over here because without a cursor you cannot operate with SQLite 3. So now we are asking the user for their first name, last name, full name. Not asking for the full name, we're just making it. And we have the email, the phone number, and date of birth. That is all I'm taking as of right now, but I will update it in the future and I'll release a second video related to this. Now we're generating the card number, the PIN, the account number, and the CVV. So we're taking random integers between these values. The card number is 16 digits long, so we are taking any 16-digit value. The PIN is only 4 digits, so we are taking between 4 digits, and the account number here I've made it 8 digits, and the CVV is only 3 digits. Then for the year of expiry, I'm just making it 20 years from the current date. So if I'm making this in 2020 my account, then it would expire in 2040. I've done nothing complicated here. I'm just getting the day and the month, and then I'm just adding them both together to make day, month, and then the year plus 20. So here you can see, right, I'm making this an integer, all of this. So the current year it would return 2020 as of recording, plus 20 would give us 40, and then we're converting 40 into a string. Now we're adding the user to the table. So this is the query: insert into accounts and infos the values, parentheses, and then question marks. And then I have this params tuple which has all the parameters which we need to fill in. Then we're executing this query with the parameters and then committing to the connection. And now we're connecting to the new database, which is moneymanager.database, which I'll just show you. I'm using Jade to view all my databases. I think it stands for JavaScript something database editor. So here we have the moneymanager.db file. If I open it, here you can see we have different tables for all the different users. Here you can see. So we are making a new table for this new user which has just been created, and the table name is the first name underscore account number. So here you can see bot underscore this is this, abeer underscore this is this. So the parameters for this is name, email, phone, account number, last operation date, and the current balance. So the last operation is like withdrawal, deposit, or you just viewed your balance, and then the current balance is how much money you have. Then we are executing this string to make a new table, and then we are of course committing it to the connection. Now we have a string 2 in which we are inserting it to the table. We are inserting values into our newly made table. So we're getting the first name underscore account name, this is the table, and then these are the values. So the current date gotten right over here is just the current date and time in day, month, year, hour, minute, second format in the string form, and then the parameters as we had right over here. And then we are executing this as well. So I'll just show you how it looks like. So if I do python new account .py, and I've been working on this for a long time. Okay, so let's say our name is AR, last name is arcodemy. Email address is arcodemy@test.com. Phone number is 1234567890. And the date of birth, we'll say we were born on 1st of January 1880. So here it returns us our card number, the PIN, account number, CVV, and the expiry date. So if I just open this again, for me the reload doesn't actually work on Jade, so I just open it again. Here you can see a new table has been made which says AR underscore the account name, and here you can see we have the name ARcodemy, the email, the phone number, the account number. The last operation is the account was made, and this is the date and time. You can see it's showing 12:25 at exactly 12:25, and now it's 40 seconds past that, and the current balance is 0. And if I go on over to my customers.database, go to accounts and infos, you can see here as well ARcodemy, the card number, the PIN, the account number, CVV, expiry date, and date of birth. So after that is made, we will need to authenticate the user for them to actually perform any action. So we can do Python authenticate.py. And before I run the script, I'll just take you through the code real quick. So we're importing OS and SQLite 3, connecting it to the customers.db, making a cursor, and this is the authenticate user function. We're using the global cursor, and here you can see we're asking the card number, PIN, account number, and the CVV. Then we're looking it up in the database. So select every value from accounts and infos where the card number is this, and for each user the card number will be unique, so we will be returned with only one row. And then we're executing this, and we're getting the records, which is cursor.fetch all, which we have gotten from this query. So for the row, for each row in records, which is only one, the name is row of 0, the 0th value in that row. As you can see, this is the 0th value, or the first, but it's 0th in programming terms. So here you can see the first value is the name, then the next one is the card number, then we have the PIN, then we have the account number, CVV, date of expiry, and date of birth. So first we're making this the first name. We're getting the first name of the user by dot split of 0. So the first value which we get when we split the name on a blank space, that will be the first name. And then we're making tuples. This used to be a set, that's why it says gotten set, but then I changed it to a tuple because I had some issues with sets. So here we have the card number gotten, PIN gotten, account number gotten, CVV gotten, and we have the entered set, which the user told us where the user told us their card number, PIN, account number, and the CVV. So in the same order, and now we're checking if they both are the same. If the values which the user has entered are the same ones as the values which we got back from the database query. Now we have the string, which is an F string. It is first name, colon, then new line, gotten set of 0, so the 0th is the card number gotten, then colon, then gotten set of 1, 0, 1 is the PIN number, and then the gotten set of 2, which is the account number. So if they both are equal, with open current user info.txt into the write form, because we will be writing to this file with every new user which we authenticate, as f, we do f.write string. So to this current user info, we write the user's first name, the card number, the PIN, and the account number. And then we have this to enter internal, which is basically a string. It says python operations.py execute operations authenticated. So this is an additional parameter which you can pass when calling a Python string, and this will come in later when we go over to the operations.py file. So os.system. So we're just typing this into the terminal right over here, as I've typed python authenticate.py, but in this case the the script is doing it for us. And else, if they're not equal, then print wrong values entered, and then we're calling the function. So let's just call this file python authenticate.py. It's saying enter your card number. I'll just go over here and I'll do AR code me. So I'll copy the card number from here, paste, enter the pin 2429, enter the account number right over here, copy, paste, and the CVV is 323. So here it is actually showing an error, which is name reference before assignment, because this is actually in the this thing, a for loop. So that's why it did not work there. Let's try it for Advay Yadav. This is still in development mode. This is not finished, as I told you in the beginning of the video. I will be updating this time to time, but yep. So for some reasons it's having troubles with some of the values. So for right now we have used Advayadav. So as you can see right over here, if I go there, it's displaying the values Advay, then the account number, the PIN, and the card number. Each have a little colon next to them. So this calls the operations.py file, as you can see here, python operations.py. So what this is basically the Python file where we can allow the user to do operations on their bank account. So we're using SQLite 3, datetime, and the SYS module system. So passed is the length of the arguments, which are additional arguments which you have passed while calling this file, -1. So that will give us the number of arguments which are passed. And if it's not more than 0, so if someone is just called python operations.py, or they have an additional argument which is not execute operations authenticated, then we do sys.exit. So we don't run this file. If it is greater than 0 and the additional argument passed is execute operations authenticated, then we pass and we let it do its thing. So here we're establishing a connection with money manager.database. We're making a cursor, and now we're getting the current user's name and account number, because if I go in here to my money manager.database file, as you can see, if we want to access any one of these, we need the name and then the account number. So to get that, this is why we appended it here. We are getting all the lines which are in this, so it will return Advay : /n, which is the new line character, and then we have this actual list. For x in needed list, we are appending the x.split of 0. So we're splitting every single value on the colon, and after this colon is just the colon and then the new line character. So everything before that, which is basically the values which we need, the name, the card number, PIN, and the account number, we're getting that. And then we have the table name to make is the actual list of 0, which will return the name, and the plus underscore actual list of 3. So as you can see, 0, 1, 2, 3, which will return the account number. So this basically tells us that which user is currently authenticated, and we need to work on their bank account. Then we have this select query, which is select everything from the table to the table name to make. Then we are fetching everything, and the last operation is records of -1. So this will basically return what we have right over here. So this we have this function print previous, in which we are just printing the previous operations which we have done. And in this case, it says account was made on this time and date, and the current balance is 0. So let's say we want to check our current balance, 3. The current balance is this, which I know why it's not working. Last of this, the last of 6 instead of 2. I messed that one up. It's on me. And I'll just show you how this sys.argv works. So if I do python, python operations.py, run that, it does not work. But if I run python operations.py, execute operations authenticated, it works. So now if you check the balance, it says current balance is 0. And now let's say we want to deposit. We want to deposit 8,000 rupees. Here we actually need to make this an F string. Make this an F string, and we need to make this as well an F string. And bada bing, the table name to make. And here we are only passing in 3 arguments, so we'll get another error. It's still in production, guys. Here you can see it has 7 columns with 3 values were supplied. So these are the last 3 values, right? So in the parameters, we need to pass in the name, the email, the phone, the account number. So I will do that in the next iteration of this project. But for this video, this is how much it is working currently. And if there are any suggestions that you want to give, how I can shorten my code, or there's something which I'm doing which is not right, so you can give them in the comment sections below. And remember, this is just the first part of this project. I will keep on expanding, keep on making it better, and eventually it might just turn out to be a complete back system. Who knows? So more videos coming out shortly, and the Python Crash Course 2.0, I am working on it, and it will be coming out on December 25th as everyone's Christmas present from my side. So that's it. I've been abeerrao. Thanks for watching. Peace.